I ain't ready for the show to end in 2 days. I ain't ready for the show to end in 2 days. For those people out here that don't know what show I'm talking about, I'll talk about Witch Hat Italian because the last episode of the first season will be airing on Monday, and I ain't ready for the show to end, man. At least season one ago. I understand season two is already in the works, and most likely it's gonna be dropping around. If I wanted to predict, it's gonna drop around October 2027 because that's around the same time period that Free Renter's new season is gonna be dropping October of next year. So I'm thinking it's gonna be either a month before or on the same month as that. This show is just so good, man. I I really like this show. It's just one of those shows that you just don't want it to end, even though you know it has to end. Like you still don't want it to. You just still want to see more, even though you've seen a lot already. I wanted to just talk about my favorite aspects about Witch Atelier. What is the reasons why I love the show so much? My favorite episodes, favorite moments, characters, this and the third. So, without any further ado, let's have a random talk. Speaking of episodes, the latest episode that we came across is we had the god Tetia, and I think the little boy name is Uguay. I know it sounds similar to that. I think his name was Uguay. I hope I'm right. They were accompanied by Elira to take this serpent back test. When they go into this cave, they have these animals with them, and they have to use their magic to lead these animals all the way through this cave. But the thing is, we all know the aspects of they can't cast magic around humans, so they have to keep it hidden. So they have to have that aspect realized as well, which makes it actually a challenge because that means that the animals that they have with them, they can't see you performing magic. One of the episodes that I was thought about when I was watching it, it was the episode to when Coco and a guy were trying to save Kustis, and the fact that a guy had to use a distraction to so that Coco can do whatever spell that she wanted to do, because it was the fact that the humans can't be seen. What I'm sorry, the humans can't see the witches perform magic, as we all know. It does end with the cliffhanger of Elira, my girl, getting captured by a brim cap. And so now we got a god Tetia and Uguay and some animals. Now they're in a huge dilemma because now they're in the place to when they just got past the first section or second section of the Serpentback Cave. And now you're asking them to make it out with pretty much only on straight up creativity and knowledge. Speaking of creativity and knowledge, this episode made me feel very cool about Uruguay because obviously we seen why he was so anxious and nervous compared to a god in Riche. He always believed that he can't perform magic if people are staring and watching him, but every time he's alone, he's cool, calm, and collected and focused. So he had the whole thing to when he hid himself underneath his cloak and he turned himself all black. So he believes that he is quote unquote invisible, which would give him enough confidence to perform the magic skills that everyone knew that he had in him. I thought that moment was really cool. I like the fact that Riche and the guy was kind of giving him some motivation in their own way. It wasn't cheesy or it wasn't anything that we've heard a billion times. It was just them explaining why they believe that he can do it in their own way, which I really appreciate. So that's pretty much what that episode kind of capped off of. That was pretty much what the latest episode was about. Let's get to the episodes. My favorite episode, honestly, it was a toss up because episode three, in my opinion, was my favorite episode at first. That was the episode to where Coco was going through the climax of the very first test that a guy forced her to take. And when Coco finally succeeded it, going through trial tribulation, I really appreciate that. We also have the infamous episode 5, when Keyfree pulled up to save the day, save his apprentices. We all seen the scene 1,000 times, even though I would not be mad if I seen it 1,000 more times. It's just that beautiful. So when Keyfree came up with the golden water dragon to eliminate the red dragon that was hunting his apprentices. Fun fact about that, I read that episode took 20,000 drawings itself, which was honestly just crazy. The dedication to do that is insane. We have a new contender in this season so far. It's episode 10 to when we see a deeper dive of Tarta and his limitations with, I forgot what the name of the condition he had. I think it was silver something. I think it's something dealing with the fact that his eyes can only have him see the color silver. So that means that the only way so that means that his world is pretty much just silver. We've seen it through his point of view with his eyes in terms of a first person point of view. So at that moment, we also get to see how he was still able to contribute. And he was able to contribute with his knowledge because normally it would be at a place to when he would figure out what is what based on where things were placed at or the labels they're on that tells him what it is. He had the situation in episode 10 to when everything was botched up and stuff had to be looked so specific. But since he has this silver condition, it was very hard. So him and Coco, who was just going through it at the time, laying in bed being pretty sick, they was able to both find a ways so that Tarta can really help her out with her being sick or whatnot. That episode itself was really, really good. If I had to pick one, I thought 3 at first. I might have to say episode 5 because that I know most people gonna say episode 5, but it's one of those moments when the episode is just that good that most people are gonna say it's the best. I mean, especially that moment when Kiefer just got finished drawing a spell. He ended up soaring through the sky with a guy, created a little small hole in the sky, and then a few seconds later, all the clouds just vanished in a blink of an eye. That little moment right there, that's the coldest moment of 2026 in anime so far. We still got 6 more months, anything can happen. Now moving on to my favorite character. My favorite character in this show is Tatia. I just really like her energy. I like the fact that she's very thankful. And when people say, well, would she say thank you? And then Coco would say, no, thank you. And Tatia would respond with, oh, thank you for thanking me. I just think she's just really cool. And also, at the one episode when all 4 of them were talking about taking a test in the future, and we was hearing and seeing how Tatia, what was the reason for her falling in love with being a witch, and she always helping people, and she can't wait to have a cap to have 2 ends on it like pigtails. I just thought this was really cool. I just really rock with her, bro. Every time I see her on the screen and listening to her, I just always get a little happy because seeing her be that happy with being a witch, being an apprentice, and hoping that she can be something very big in the future. I'm always rooting for Tatia, bro. I rock with all the apprentices, but Tatia, that's my dog. I really like her as a character. She's my favorite. A couple more things I want to talk about for in this video is the fact that Keyfree is getting a half side eye for me right now. Keyfree so far, the fact that he dodged Tarta's question a few times about the blinding light and the reason why he did that, we all peeped that, right? We all peeped the fact that Tarta told him to ask him that he wanted to ask him a question. We all seen the fact that Tarta wanted to ask him a question, and Keyfree was all excited and overloading Tarta the fact that, if it's about magic, I love to. I love magic. And I'll answer anything you want about magic. And he was bombarding Tarta with that. And also in the same episode, when Keyfree and Tarta's boss were beside each other, Tarta sees him. He's able to get that question off. And both Keyfree and Boss Man literally answered the question the exact same way with the exact same tone. That will automatically raise suspicion because the fact that y'all are that symmetrical with it, something's up. So Keyfree, as of right now, I still think at the end of the day you just doing what's best and you just doing it just because you want to put yourself in a situation so everyone else can be good. But at the same time, he might be in a situation where he holds on to so much power, it feels too good for him. He might change. I'm giving him the half side eye right now. He ain't getting the full one, but the side one, he's definitely got that right now. And one more thing, last thing, ask me to predict what would the final episode of season 1 would be based off of. Obviously, be based off of how a guy Riche and Oogway is going to be able to pass the Serverback Cave test without Elira being the guidance. Maybe we get a few scenes to win Coco, Keyfree, and Tatia, and a guy's going to be there too. They're going to try to figure out what's going on, and they're going to raise suspicion. We might even see Elira able to break through the Brim Cap, and they might have a conversation with the Brim Cap. It's going to end with, I'll say, all three of the members of the Silverback Cave is going to able to make it through in their own creative ways, which will lead to the Brim Cap dismissing himself. And everyone's going to be pretty much happy with each other, but also they're going to be pretty worried at the end of the day. So I think that's what the last episode pretty much going to be revolved around. I think that's how it's going to go. That's just my opinion. So yeah, man. For the story, Witch Hat Atelier season 1 has really lived up to the hype. I seen the hype months before the animation was even released. A lot of people who read the manga, they really enjoyed it. They hyped it up, and I'll just say this right now: it was really worth the hype. I 100% believe that. If you haven't watched it yet, I would highly recommend it too. And let me know down below your favorite character, your favorite episode, how you feel about season 1 personally. And with that being said, if you want to do all the stuff that every YouTuber say in their videos, you can do that or not. Because as I always say, you grow, you can do whatever you want. With that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.